G'day, everyone. Welcome to another team podcast. It has been a minute. It's been at least a minute since we actually we did a team podcast. Someone brought up the other day, hey, why don't you do a podcast, Pestily? And I was like, all right, we'll do one. So we've got up the very top right-hand corner, it's LowAim. He won the EU bracket of the Tarkov Punisher 2 tournament. Then we've got Ghost Freak above me, Slush, and then next to me is Veritas. Top left, Cold. Yep, correct. Top left is LowAim. So we're just gonna be talking about Tarkov and some other shit. We'll probably end up just talking about random stuff for most of it. But if you're down for some chill and talks, sweet. If you're not, sweet. And yeah,
sweet.
So what's news, guys? I'm gonna try switching. If I put this on for you guys, oh fuck, that moved me. Hang on.
Now you're over Veritas. That's perfect.
Perfect.
That was better that way.
Yeah. 100%.
But now you guys can see me, but it'll be fucking. You know how like OBS tries to lock it into something? How do you turn that off?
Control.
Yeah,
you can turn it off.
You can use your keyboard.
Got it.
This is ruining my immersion.
Yep.
So breaking the 15th
yeah, now you can see me.
You just parted the kimono. We know it's all fake.
So yeah, it's been actually quite a while. I don't think we've done a podcast this white.
No.
No, it's been more than a month.
How's the white been going for you guys?
Good.
I haven't been playing it too much. It was real life stuff.
Why not?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Rust lately, but I got my Kappa pretty early. Well, actually, it was annoyingly slow. I got stuck on the AK-74N, and then Nikita added a build for it, a craft in the hideout. Man, I was gonna punch a hole in my wall after that. I looked for that for 5 days. I was pissed.
I sold like 17 of them before I realized that they were like something you needed.
Yeah. Every single, just days and days on end. You know, you get one from the bunker quest, right? Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah,
Cheers.
fuck off. I already sold that one.
Yeah, thanks, bro. No, I've only been playing for 4 years. I don't know that at all. Cheers, man.
It's hard to know the rewards for quests though. Like I don't even remember half of them.
Yeah,
no,
so
I
if
just
you
didn't
get
know
a
that they changed it to Founding
74N
Road
as a reward, like I'm gonna remember that. I can't tell the difference between any of the 74 models. They're all functionally fucking identical. So I don't, like, take mental.
Obviously,
the N means there's a dovetail on the side. The S means it has a foldable stock.
Yeah, and they're still fucking functionally. They feel the same. They
Oh no, sorry, the M.
Bang the same.
How you been finding it, LowAim?
Fair enough.
So they changed some quests in this wipe, and this kind of threw me off because you know what items to keep on, and this time it changed. Like the AK, for example, it took me ages to find it, honestly.
I cheated.
How did you
I
cheat?
knew exactly it's gonna be the 7-in-1. I just had the feeling. As soon as I just hoard, so I kept the 74N. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get fucking nothing for this piece of shit, so I threw it in my stash.
So the one out of those that stuffed me was I kept finding the PMT pistols, not just the PMs. I was like, it's a fucking Makarov prepper, all right? It's a Makarov.
I ended up collecting like 17 of everything that you only need like 1 or 2 for. Like I had like 20 PMs just because I'm like, I don't know how many I have. I'm just gonna grab them when I fucking see them. I had like 30 knives and
I had like 35 CPU fans, and I was like, yeah, cool. I only need like I'll need a heap for the quest. I can't remember. And they handed in the quest, and I was like, I don't need these anymore. And they handed them all in, and I was like, oh fuck, I need them for the fucking Bitcoin thing. And then I was like buying them back at 40k a piece. Like,
so, serious question, because I actually agree with this statement a little bit. What is the point of everything being found in raid if there's also a craft for everything that you need that's found in raid?
Why are you assuming there's a point?
All right, Veritas, put you on pause for a second. Okay. All right, everyone else besides Veritas, stop using common sense, and let's go down the. Okay, so let me elaborate a little bit more. So I like the idea if there's a craft, but the craft is a lot more expensive than what you would normally pay, and it takes a while. Yeah. So the perfect example would be a Vertex or an RFID. But like, if you need a found in raid Blackrock, I always knew you had to go kill Rishala's minions. Now it's like a 20-minute craft in a fucking in the lavatory.
Yeah, but once they if they had introduced that at the start of the wipe and everyone was on the Blackrock quest at the same time, then the items for that quest, the items for that craft would have been really expensive on the flea market. So
You
it
would
would have been
believe that, but it's not. It's just fleece and some other crap.
No, but for some, no, but if everyone was looking for it at the same time, the same way that graphics cards will go down over the price of, like, go down in price over the wipe, people will stop looking at them because they fill up their thing, and they'll go down over the course of the wipe because people don't need them anymore. So it's like
the problem with your question is that you're assuming, like, you're asking for an explanation for something that wasn't done intentionally. Like Found in Raid was added for one reason, and then they tweaked it and co-opted it for something else, and then all of a sudden they made it so that this other thing was a quest item. People were complaining about it, and they figured, how can we make it so that they can have an easier time finding this thing? Let's add a craft. They didn't explicitly say, let's add crafts, let's make the crafts find in raid. It's just because it was hobbled together.
So it's for the casuals, the guys that can't go into raids and can't find their quests, right?
The crafts are, yes.
Yeah, the crafts. I don't know. I don't want to say that. Oh, god damn it, they're making the game easier. Fuck. They make bullets do 1 more damage. Oh my god.
I honestly...
It's always overreaction.
I actually honestly would like to write a list of every item that you need to go into a raid to find.
Yeah.
That would actually be kind of cool. And then I could be like, all right, these are all the items you actually need to find. The rest you can just craft.
But if you wrote the list, then they'd change it the next day, and then it'd be really annoying.
No, but like just for my own like knowledge base, it's like, well, you actually only need about a third of the actual found in raid items. Like everything now, morphine, defibrillator, I think even CMS kits. There's another one, the Soleil, all of them are craftable.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what you actually need. Like, I mean, circuit boards, you can't craft
them. Yes, you can. There's 2 crafts for circuit boards.
The DVD player and
screwdriver.
CPU fans.
LEDX has a craft now. Off-limb scopes don't have a craft?
No, they
don't.
That's the one. All right, what's the one?
I'm okay with adding the crafts because sometimes it's just frustratingly annoying when you just have it's RNG. You can run through interchange and check everything, and that sucks. So
yeah,
like
it is nice to be able to
the
trade
actual solution to the problem is the found in raid feature needs to be coherent. Like if it's not, there's no point to having found in raid because you don't actually care that something was found in raid and or craft. Prapor cares that I bring back shotguns because he wants me to prove that I killed scavs in customs. So technically I should be able to bring you any of the gun. Like if I kill 3 scavs in customs and none of them have the MP133 shotgun, what the fuck? Like you want me to prove it to you by buying 3 shotguns from you and then like giving to you? So
you need to put
they need to make it specific to the problem. Make it so that I can give you the shit that you want. The found in raid, I mean, I talked about this years ago. They just need to redesign the implementation to where items should have an indication of where they came from, whether they spawned on a trader on a reset, spawned in the raid in the environment, spawned in the raid on a like AI, or you could even flag it that it spawned on a scav boss. So that like if you have a quest that says you have to kill Killa, prove it, and you go in with a squad of 4 dudes and you all kill Killa together. One of you can take his helmet, one of you can take his rig, one of you can take his gun, and another one of you can take his fucking, like the face shield off the helmet or whatever. And now you've all proved.
Pinky finger.
Yeah, exactly. But now you've all proved because you have an item from Killa. That's the solution to the problem. Everything else is just putting band-aids over stuff.
Fix the band-aids of everything. So no more fun raid and everything can be modeled out better. So you just don't. And I mean, this comes in with you getting quest items and sticking up in your gamma or alpha or whatever, and then giving that thing in if you die, right?
Just to dial it back to
losing that
to the original point, though, it's like the people that are messaging me about it was like, what is the point though? And it does go to what Veritas says, like, it's like they're just band-aids on top of band-aids. But it's like, if there's a craft for everything, then it almost is to the point back to where it's like, you don't even need found in raid again. For at least quest items. I don't know. I'm just saying.
It's because the quests are bad too. That's the other part.
I wonder if it'll be possible one day to do all of the quests without going into a raid.
Do you think one day that we'd be able to?
Well, I mean,
No.
You can't flip on the flea market anymore.
No, but if there's crafts if they make a craft for everything, then surely it'll come to the point one day where you can just get matches and then craft them into something, and then they craft into something, and then so you could literally just finish the entire wipe by only collecting matches.
It'd be kind of interesting if you could, if you level to level 10, you level to level 10, so you can have the flea market unlocked, and then once you do that, you're no longer allowed to go back into a raid, and you've got to make as much money as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Just go free without raiding, Pestily.
But the problem with that would be is some of the hideout upgrades need you to have trader levels higher. So you'd need like level 20 to get the majority of the crafts.
What would happen if all the quests required you to do things and much less of just collect stuff, because this is like World of Warcraft level 2 questing. Like go kill 7 rats and collect 7 beanstalks. Like it's all bullshit. If they want you to collect something, make it so that it's like the golden pocket watch, where everybody, you can find it always. It's not RNG. Even if it was dynamic and you had to look for it, like if it was in a pocket on a jacket somewhere in dorms, at least you're not unlucky.
Yeah.
We've spoken about this before.
Then the problem goes away. There's so many solutions, but the problem is that everybody's looking at it the wrong way. They're like, how can we retroactively make this work? Not starting from, how can we make this make sense?
I love the idea that it's like, go into interchange and get us, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a computer part right now that's not in the game. Get us fucking, I don't know, 12 keyboards. And then you just like run around interchange to all the computer rooms, and all of them have like 5 keyboard spawns. You know, like, and you just
that's a cool idea.
And like, instead of it being like loot CPU fans, like when you're on that quest, there is now just fuckloads of keyboards spawned all over the fucking computers. It's exactly what Veritas has been talking about. And then that way, you just worry about when you're on a quest, you just have to go into that map, and then those spawns are there specifically for you on that quest. And it's not like super fucking rare. And then it's the same with the dorm side of things. It's like, go into dorms and find me the fucking, I don't know, a giant dildo. And then you just go up to all the beds. One of them will have a random dildo spawn on the bed. But it's like,
you know, that's a Ragman quest we're talking about, right?
Man, is that cat huge, or are you really short, LowAim?
No, this cat is really huge. Look,
That's a fucking big. That cat's got a huge head.
it's a German cat.
Yeah. Look at that.
It's actually a British short hair.
So cute.
Bro, he ain't short. He dummy thick.
That's true, man. That's true.
His head's as big as yours, man.
Dude, he is chungus.
Oh, come on.
Huge.
Yeah, he really wants a lot of attention.
Does that happen during
Like
the stream a
sometimes
lot?
he jumps into sometimes he jumps on my table and jumps on my keyboard. Alt F4s my stream. This also happened like I don't know, like some month ago. And sometimes he will like run against my lighting, camera, whatever. And yeah, this is really annoying during streaming.
Bitbot, it's Kittybot.
It's normal
Because
cat behavior.
Kitty doesn't give a fuck. Like that's how cats are.
Did you
That
ever...
happened to me today. I crashed a helicopter in Rust because my dog bit me on the foot.
What? That's a bad excuse.
Yeah.
Pest is gonna say that it wasn't it.
He spawned.
But
He took off on top of the roof. We're on the roof. We get in the helicopter. I was like, get in. I'm like, sweet. And I'm like, I look away for a second. I look back, and he's already in a 90-degree bank, and we're like barely taken off. And it's just like, and I'm like, this isn't good. That's what I said. I just took my hands off and went, here we go.
Good fail, mate. I'm a fucking pro pilot, bro. I've mastered that shit. No, I got bitten on the foot. That's what's happened.
I should really just before we go any further, for everyone who keeps asking about Anton, if you're listening on YouTube or in the chat right now, Anton's well. He's just taking some time to just spend with family and just do his thing. He will be back. He said 100% he's gonna be back. He's just taking a few days. By a few days, Anton time, it's like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
He's probably forgotten about his stream. He's got long-term memory like me.
I thought it was
I think he
really
stopped.
upset.
Didn't he stop?
Goldfish.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought he stopped
I don't
vaping and
Drinking water.
yeah.
No. I still saw some
Bong
clouds.
water.
Yeah.
This guy. He's a horrible streamer. Let's go check out his stream. Let's fire up this bloke's stream. Go on. I want to see how shit this guy is.
I can't remember who I was watching, but they like said something like really harsh, and they did exactly that. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, and they like loaded up the stream and just roasted him something chronic, and I was just like, whoa, this is like maybe a little too far, because like
fuck him. That's hilarious.
it was like a 10,000 viewer streamer that did it, and I was like, you've now just caused hate on this person's life. But like,
well, maybe you should. Yeah,
we should learn to shut the fuck up, eh? Is that what you're
What
saying?
do you expect? You don't like
No,
walk in the
no,
middle of a
listen.
UFC fight and be like, yeah,
I can kick both
Conor
your asses.
McGregor's a pussy, and then everybody be like, what? You just get your fucking ass kicked. Like,
I'm of the opinion that too many people go around being dickheads without being called out for it. I think more people should be called out for being dickheads. If someone's been a dick, call them a dick. I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Did we teach him a lesson?
Can
if you have an Australian accent, that helps.
What if?
Yeah, no, it does.
What if?
It
Now, this is going to like be a little bit out there, and I don't know where I got the idea from. I know someone in chat mentioned something about it, but what if there was like crafts that you could learn? Like you actually in a raid and you find what game has that? I think WoW has it. Blueprints. Is it WoW that has blueprints?
I mean, listen, we play Rust, don't you?
No.
Rust also.
But like, there's other blueprints in other games where you actually like pick them up off the ground.
Oh, well, yeah. WoW has like
yeah.
bosses will drop like the epic level like blueprints. So like you can't build like the best tanking sword unless you've killed this boss and it's dropped this blueprint. And then most of the time, like the guilds will give it to their best blacksmith or their best enchanter.
That would be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Oh, only the sweat lords could do that. That's what I hear.
When we were talking about, fuck, I don't even remember when it was. Oh, last time I was talking to Nikita, I mentioned because I've been getting to lock picking as just a fucking random ass hobby. Because I've been watching the lock picking lawyer on YouTube.
Oh, that guy's great.
Have
you seen the one? Have you seen the one where he lockpicks his way into his ex-girlfriend's back door?
Yeah. Have you seen the one where he talks about his little cock? And it's like this, it's the COQ or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, he's so funny.
Oh,
so
God,
I'm gonna go and get my way into my ex-girlfriend's back door. See how easy it was?
And you can see how it's a little bit dirty, and he's like, there's like dust on it, and he's like wiping it off.
It's all right. No, I think someone else has been trying to get into her back door recently.
Oof. That doesn't surprise me. But I was saying how I thought it would be. I just recently watched a video on impressioning locks, which is basically you can make a key over time, and I thought that would be a really cool mechanic. Like imagine if you had a key grinding station like they fucking have in Home Depot, just like a little thing in your hideout, and if you went to like Marked Room, let's say, 10 times. It would almost like count up rather than count down, like the durability of keys. So you could go in, stick it in there. It would make some marks, so you could go back and grind the key blank down a little bit. So you could have you could basically like if you go to Marked Room 10 times, even if you don't have the key, you effectively get a key. And maybe when it gets created, there's like a random. It has somewhere between 3 and 7 uses, just depending on. It's like a random roll for quality. I don't know.
So I said this the other day. An idea for like key cards. So like you can say you've got the red key card. You have it so you have like an RFID scanner, and you can walk up to the red key card thingo, and you can scan it. And if you scan it a certain amount of times, then you can get the data that you need, and then take it back to your base and use it on the intelligence center to craft a single use red key card key. because you've made a magnetic copy of this red keycard key, which is shanky or whatever it is. It's munted, but you can use it once, and then it's munted after that. But it's a single use red keycard. Yeah,
and a single use red keycard is worth a few 100,000 rubles.
Yeah.
But so is one random fucking computer part that you find, right? It's not like it's OP. It's not like it'll really kill the economy, but it would be exciting for the one person who will never own a red keycard, but at least they get, one or two shots.
But it's just something cool to do in raid. Like you go around and you go, well, I need data on these thingos, and you can maybe you buy this RFID scanner and it gets consumed while you're in the raid. And so say you have an item that you really want to get from like the red room, like a Bitcoin or something like that. You use this scanner and you go in and you can store the data from one room on it. And then when you go back to base, it goes, this has the data of red keycards on it. And then it's like a 3-hour craft, and then it spawns a single-use red keycard.
I'm just imagining all the people that go into red room and then other people coming up behind them and just shutting the door on them with their single-use red keycards.
You should be able to open up the door. There should be an emergency switch on the inside.
Yeah. I still remember when that shit first came out. When that shit first came out, and I brought one, and I went in there with Willers, and we were joking around, and he started throwing grenades in there. He killed me, and he locked himself in there. I was like, "You dumbass!" And he's such a tight ass. He waited like 20 minutes before he killed himself because he was like, "I don't want to waste this kit."
Someone's gonna open up. I
know.
There's gotta be a way,
they're like 140 million rubles on the fucking thing. It's never gonna happen, man.
Oh god,
ridiculous. Yeah.
I don't think we've ever actually spoken about this, but is there a particular gun that you would want to see added to the game? We'll start with LowAim. Have you ever thought about that?
I wanted the 1911 for the longest time, then they added it, and then I realized that
no one's ever going to use it.
It's another shitty, not useful pistol, and it made me afraid to recommend anything else because I waited 2 years for the 1911 for it to just flop.
Try it again with ACP. AP ammo.
The bag's up.
But it limits the clicking speed.
Yes,
I click 7 times and it shoots 2 bullets.
Come on.
Until 2 guys push you with fucking Altons, and then you're de facto dead unless their computers die halfway through the fucking fight.
There should definitely be a sniper that one-hits people in the game. Like, I see no point in using...
I suppose it's not a sniper.
I mean a sniper, not the new MK18.
Yeah.
It's a DMR. I mean, like a one-hit sniper. Like, for me, there's no point in using any sniper in the game if I have the option to use a DMR rifle.
Yeah.
With the exact same ammunition, the exact same damage. And this is really annoying. So I see no point in using any M700, Mosin, whatever, because we have so many better choices.
There is
everybody that was using your Twitch primes on Anton, use them on our boy here.
They should have just chambered the Ursus in 338 Lapua Magnum. Like it has that option.
The Cyrus. You mean the Cyrus?
If they just went through your fucking arm, then at least center mass shots wouldn't be. It's a coin flip whether or not your arm is just going to eat the giant bullet you just shot at somebody, and you need to hit him 3 times. Sniping is just not viable.
I like sniping purely for the fact that it just gives you that satisfaction when you drop him with 1 bullet.
Yeah, but when the game says, "Hey, you have to use this gun you don't want to use," and I need to put you in scenarios that make it fucking completely unreasonable. Like, you need to have no sight from far. You need to use a fucking suppressor close up. You need to do all this other dumb shit to make it like nearly impossible to do.
When they added the Lapua Magnum, I saw the Lapua Magnum getting added in the patch notes, and I was like, "Oh, that's right, like a bolt action Lapua Magnum." And then I searched it, and I was like, "That's gonna be fucked." Like I didn't know what the Molnir was, and I had to Google it, but I got really, really excited. I thought they added a 338 bolt action, and then I got really excited, and then I saw what they added, and I was like,
You know what happened, right? Nikita was down at the range, and he was like, "Hey, there's someone with that." And he's like, "Give us a go." And he goes, "Can I borrow this?" And then he takes it back to work, and then they put it in their fucking machine thing that scans it. And he goes, we've got it.
Yeah.
It's in the game.
Yeah.
I
So a 408 Chaytak like bolt action would be fucking awesome, or something like that. I mean, there's 50 caliber bolt actions. Like you can get bolt action anything, but something like that would be fucking cool. Or even one of those Latvia like fucking 70mm like anti-tank rifles. Can you imagine getting hit with that fucking thing?
Got big
run around, it's got big fucking sleds on the front of it. You're like, yeah, you fucking. I can't wait to do hip fires on fucking factory with that thing.
Bro, I shot a 50 cal bolt action a few years back. There was this old guy at the shooting range, and I was with my buddies. We were popping off rounds, and every 4 minutes we just heard like a come from fucking we had no idea what the hell they were shooting, like artillery rounds. So finally at the end of the day, we walked down, we're like, we got to see what you got. And it's this fucking like 85-year-old dude with this sick Remington. No, it wasn't a Remington. He had a Remington. I don't know what kind of rifle it was, but it was a 50 cal bolt action that had a Swarovski scope. I didn't even know, like the Crystal Company. I guess they have an optics department.
They make
it was
a really nice
$10,000 scope. He let me shoot one round out of this thing, and let me tell you, I felt like fucking Thor, dude.
Those Swarovski, I can't even pronounce it once. But you know how people are like, oh yeah, I want to get like this. I want to get this like really good Leopold one, and I want to get this like one, and then it's like you hit that level, and it's like, oh, these are really good. And then those ones are like the $10,000 custom ones. They're like the for Veritas language, the fucking the custom guitar that was like hand sanded by like fucking Jimmy Page during his cocaine years and shit like that.
In his fucking workshop.
Yeah. yeah. Those are they're fucking insane. The KSVK, that Russian anti-tank rifle, that thing would be fucking awesome. They're just made of, it's basically just a pipe with a bolt on it, and it just fires like a fucking huge like 70mm round, but it's like absurd. That'd be cool.
I want more guns that are like
makeshift.
I guess it's gonna be going down like the pupper shaft kind of stage. Like for me, if I had the pupper shaft,
you translate to American
PPSH.
Pupper.
Oh,
all right. So I want the 4570 Gov lever action. Like if that elephant gun was added to the game, like it's gonna hit like a truck. If you miss, at least you're gonna have a fun animation after it. You know what I mean? Like
cowboy
I think there's
ready, brother.
And in role
there's
play,
a lot of modernized. There's a lot of good modernized ones. Like the Henry Blackouts are really cool. Like they're like a short barreled like polymer stock fucking lever action. Those things are really dope. That'd be cool to have in the game. That'd be fun to start with as well. That shit would fuck you up.
I've shot so many rounds out of them, the 4570 Gov, and it's just so much fun to shoot. And you wouldn't have any sights on it. It would be just iron sight. It's like using the KS23, but instead of it being like a buckshot, it's a slug.
No one everyone that like I know mates that have those, and everyone in Australia that owns one of those, it's like, what are you ever gonna hunt with this? Nothing. What's it for? Every time my friends come to the farm, I break it out and we shoot 10 rounds out of it. Any other use? Yeah. Nah, it's fucking fun. That's it.
Fucking fun.
Yeah. What else do you shoot? Sometimes I shoot like 2-liter Pepsi bottles full of petrol. That's it.
Do you remember they had an animation for a revolver shotgun? Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's also a double barrel shotgun added to the game. Like it's actually in the coding.
The double barrel used to be in the game, but back before we this was before open beta. There used to be a double barrel in the game.
But it's still in the files though.
They took it out. I don't know why they took it out.
Oh.
I would love to see over-unders in the game. That'd be so fucking cool. It's just like, yeah. I'm coming out with my fab arm. It's got like this insane like intricate gold engraving on it. And it's like it costs like 400,000 rubles, and it's just like, what are you gonna use? Oh, I'm just gonna fucking shoot some skeet, cunt. Look out.
Engraved.
Yeah,
1+ ergonomics.
Yeah, firing fucking magnums out of that, man. It'd be fucking awesome. Yeah.
Give us salt rounds, please.
That's it, man. That's I do that in real life. I love that shit. My mates all of my mates got double barrels, and we love shooting like ridiculous fucking rounds at them, like riot control slugs and shit like that. And it's fun as fuck. I mean, it's terrible in Tarkov. I would love to be able to knock someone out with a riot control slug and then loot them and make them into a hatchling, but
it'd be sick if you could like crack it over your arm. And then when VoIP's in the game, you could just be sitting around with it cracked over your arm, just talking and just slowly like.
Or just giving them the old, hey, hold up, I'm reloading, give me a chance. Pull. Yeah, that'd be
you better run, boy. You better run.
I'm gonna take pleasure in gunning you, boy.
One thing about guns that like in the game that pisses me a little bit is the pistol draw speed. I wish it was a lot faster so that people ran sidearms more often. Because I think it like dropping a gun off the sling and then drawing a sidearm has to be faster than fucking reloading. Every time.
Yeah. I also feel like when you open a door, you should pick out your pistol and shoot with it. But it's not working right now. You know what I mean?
Like, as in,
you want to be able to open up the door and defend yourself at least.
Yeah, exactly. So this pistol has a purpose.
Okay. I'll tell you what would be a real cunt move if BSG added that if you died while you were midway through unlocking a door, it left the key in the door and he lost it.
No. Hold on.
You wait for this. Wait for this. Super chat. Wait for it. That's a fucking terrible idea.
This is even better. I think it was or Mike or Pasty. I think it was Paste. Do you want to tell them your bright idea with keys?
You're talking about the docs case and the key tool? I think it'd be amazing. So if you have a key tool,
tells Nikita.
If you have a key tool, if you have more keys on it, it should take longer to find the key. So if you've got a full key tool of 16 keys, you should be like,
what? It's an interesting idea though, because
and then a docs case would be like, tick, tick.
It's not, but the easiest way to implement that would be to make it so every key works like a key card. Because at the moment you need to select the key, but at the moment, how we're walking around now is with like someone could walk around with 16 key tools up their ass, looking like a fucking 14th century jailer with the fucking ching 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 like swinging up the ladder. But they always select the right key. It's like, what do we call him? The key master. He always knows. He always he's got the key to your heart as well.
Drawing it like,
I want to see.
I've got 4 keys on my house keys, and I get the wrong key like 50% of the time.
Yeah.
So think about it. How is it that we know what the key is for?
What do you mean?
When we pick it up.
Examine, brother.
Either it says like 328 on the little blue plastic thing, in which case then you don't need to fucking like the whole feature's boot. Or if you want to go the other way, make it so that you never know what fucking keys are for what. You have to try them in every goddamn door. Like,
I'll be honest. A key not being examined until you try it in the right door would be pretty funny, because I have never written my own address on my fucking keys because I lose that shit all the time. I am sure as shit not writing my own fucking address on my keys.
That would actually be really funny. There should be like a version of Tarkov made where it's just like almost like April Fool's Day, where they do all this kind of stuff. You loot keys, there's no names on the keys. You loot fucking, you got to unlock something.
But if they were all like marked room loot, then it would actually be fucking reasonable, because then it's like you got to work to figure out what fucking key. Maybe they give you hints because like the dorms keys look a certain way, so it's it's one of 50 fucking doors, but you know, it's if the shit in there is not just a box of oat flakes, then it's worth it.
Take Tarkov to its logical conclusion, like all the way. It's like you get a box of ammo and you start trying to shoot it, and it's all just misfires, and it turns out that you call the factory and it's got like this production number, and it's like, oh yeah, all the primers were wet when we put them in. Like, can't use any of that ammo.
Quality
it's all
control recall.
Yeah,
those
they give you a 10% off coupon for the next time.
Yeah. You shoot, you drop a 60 out of the round, and then your gas impingement system just explodes off the M4, and just like, probably should have got a better one. This gun's fucked.
I had the first time. This used to happen always with the Vepr 136 and the 209. I had the first time where I killed, and it was a streamer too, which is the best thing, where I killed somebody who had a fucking canted HK, just like decked out meta, bright red, saying it had the AP rounds loaded into it because he killed somebody that had the 60 round with the AP, and it wouldn't shoot.
With the 300, it had 300 wing mag in it.
Blackouts,
yeah, it had the blackout.
Oh, see, I haven't had any of those. I've had TKM rounds in an AK like a million times. I had one where I looted a VSS off a dude. I killed a dude with a 5.7 in East Wing and Shoreline, and he had a VSS, and I shot him. He shot at me, and I was like, okay, I killed that guy really easily. And then I picked up his gun and just became him instantly because I was a pistoling. So I just stripped naked and then just like wore his skin. And then I went to push his mate and I shot, and his gun jammed instantly because it was just fucked.
See,
and he just hadn't repaired it. So it shot one bullet and then it just like jammed, and then I died. And my dude's just like,
the gun jammed. It wasn't the ammo.
No, it actually jammed.
That's so fucking rare because guns don't last long enough. They
but it was
bad.
fucking ruined though. Like this guy had literally just been on the hottest streak of his life, and then he got killed by me in a pottery vest with a 5.7.
That is one example of where guns jamming should happen, like could be implemented in the game right now. So you shoot a 300 blackout out of an M4. It should, when you first load it in, it should like, you should be able to check the chamber and it, like, this doesn't look right. And then when you shoot it, it fucking jams. And then you actually have to like properly go through the full animation. Like it's the same with the 366 in the AKMs.
Yeah.
Like it should be the exact same. Like that should cause a jam. Like you've put the wrong one in.
I don't know.
The coolest thing would be if you shoot it and the primer can still be struck. Like I don't know if it works in real life or not. Like if it does, then they should strike the primer and the gun should fucking take durability damage.
A 366 wouldn't. It wouldn't load, so it wouldn't engage in, like it wouldn't go fully into.
What about a 300 blackout?
It would probably be.
So a 300 blackout couldn't go fully into battery in a 5.56 because the neck is too thick. So it'd get like almost all the way in, and then the bolt would stop, and the firing pin can't go unless the bolt is in battery. But if you tried to. If you shot a 5.56 out of a 300 blackout, it would ping down the barrel like a skittle down a fucking hallway and just ruin the gun.
Yeah.
So like you could do that. It would. As far as I know, it would work.
And then it should take like durability damage for it. Like, sorry, very tough.
Oh, it would fucking ruin it, man. The projectile would spin down the barrel and just fucking ruin it. Well, it wouldn't spin, but it would fuck it like super hard.
You know in Rust there's that like food that like if you eat it, it's like the pickles. You eat it, you got a chance to fucking throw it up. They should have that for like, there should be like a class of ammunition, like dirty ammunition. And if you fucking use it, like it just has a chance to like jam in your gun and doing durability damage.
I've talked about this before with I think an easy way to make bolt action rounds more powerful and to make them more balanced is to just have a section of bolt action rounds that are just called fucking Uncle Bill's pissing hot hand loads, and they just like, and they're just like fucking these hand loaded projectiles with like these hand loaded rounds with massive projectiles and huge pounder counts, and that if you fire them through a DMR or something like that, they just blow the bolt head off or something like that and just fuck the gun. I think that'd be fun.
When you shoot it, it just makes like it just removes the gas block from the gun. That would be the easiest way to make it broken.
Just she's the bolt head off completely, and you're just like, my gun's fucked. But I think it'd be really cool if they had pissing hot hand loads for bolt actions, because then they can do more damage, and you can use a heavier projectile that has more penetration, carries a better flight and stuff like that, but can only be used effectively or chambered effectively or shot effectively out of a bolt action. Because a lot of people do that. I mean, people do that for fucking semis, but heaps of people build like fucking awesome rounds to shoot out of their like when I shot and reloaded.
Hand load their own.
Yeah.
Some of the
I just want the
203s that I
Kittle
shot
back.
were like fucking massive, like huge grain projectiles that would fly super far and had fucking shitloads of powder behind them compared to a standard. Could we not shoot those out of bolt actions? Maybe just do a little bit more damage, make them a little bit more fucking, you know?
I'm actually a little bit curious. LowAim, what's the gun laws like in Germany? Can you own firearms?
Yeah, but it's really hard in Germany to own firearms. Like if you're a hunter, you can have guns, but only like a rifle and dedicated ammo. But anything beyond that, like an M4 or whatever, there's no way you're gonna get it in Germany.
Yeah.
Like, so if you're not hunting, there's no way you're gonna get any gun in Germany.
What can you hunt in Germany?
Maybe deer, and I don't know. Like, yeah, that's all I guess. Deer. And,
We're going to Germany, boys.
Wait, I need this word in German, English. Wildschwein. What is it? Wildschwein. Give me a second.
Grapevines.
All of my jokes are TOS on this.
So that's all you can have. You don't have any
liberal cut.
Wild boar it is.
Yeah, wild boar.
And there's no
Oh,
years or whatever, so nothing really dangerous. So if you're a hunter, you can have a gun, but as a normal person, there's no way.
You still need a fair caliber to take down a deer, though. Like a minimum, even a whitetail deer, you probably want to be using 243, or like a wild boar, you want to be using something higher than a 243 if they're big. So you can still it's I suppose we get into the technicalities of it, but it is probably just bolt actions with limited magazine capacity and stuff like that, I assume.
Someone in chat saying you can own semi-automatics as well. Oh, I'm sure there's probably licensing behind it though.
No, there's definitely a way to get certain firearms, but you have to be part of a club and you go through extensive kind of
the same as Australia.
Also, we have like clubs for shooting, and then you can own guns as well. But this is really hard to get through, and also I think if you're collecting guns, it's also possible to have guns, but they need to be disassembled that they're not functioning anymore. So if you're collecting guns,
they do it the same in Australia. If you're a gun collector and you want to collect like a 50 cal, like a Mardus, then they'll be like, okay, you can own this, but you can't have these certain parts. And
they'll seize the barrel or some shit.
Yeah. But they sports shooting in Australia. Like I can own a pistol and pistol pistols like rifle caliber pistols like 223 or 5.56 pistols, the same as Americans if you do sports shooting. So it's wow. It's probably very similar.
Usually fire pins and trigger assemblies that would get taken out.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Or just 3D print your own.
I mean, when I was 18, I walked into a gun shop and 15 minutes later walked out with a semi-auto AK.
Listen, American. God damn it, brother. That's the way of the world.
America, brother.
America.
The man whose state motto is live free or die. Literally no other fucking option. You can't live somewhat subdued. It's death or complete freedom. No in between.
America, brother. I need to see Veritas reloading and standing up again.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Man's got a fucking law rocket launcher sitting next to him.
Bro, he's ready for any situation.
You know, it doesn't. It's
just a training one.
I can never get the ammo.
It's for self-defense.
Fire it, but it just doesn't.
Please, no. It's not how it. Yeah, no.
You gotta take the pin out first.
I have to pull the.
What?
It's gonna go off.
They were battery powered. And that's not training. They're fucking disposable cameras. It's one time use. That one happened to have been used.
The rocket launcher is.
Yeah. I believe.
I suppose it's just. It's just a pipe with a dumbass attached to it, isn't it?
With a dumbass attack? Why are you gonna talk to me? Why are you gonna call me names?
No, I was talking about Americans in general.
Oh no!
Yeah. True.
Speaking about Morocco,
shit.
I watched Dukes of Hazzard the other day, and I was like,
Which one?
Which one?
the Jessica Simpson one, of course, with Sean William Scott. Oh, dude, fucking godly. Oh, there's so many quotes from that movie that I love. It's supposed to be my time.
So when are you buying this? When are you buying this '69 Dodge Charger, mate?
Oh, dude, I've done so much research over the last like 48 hours.
Oh no!
The cheapest way I can get one, right? I'm talking cheapest, is there's actually one with the motor, and it's like a pretty like the shell's clean, but it's like it needs a lot of work. Like we're talking a full restoration, 30,000 US plus. Importing, which importing, I found ways of getting into Australia that aren't too expensive, but it's a 15% import tax. So if 30 grand would be what, like 34 and a half, plus obviously the transit fees. That's not too bad.
Like 50 grand Australian.
50 grand Australian.
Did you get any of the parts?
That's the motor. That's the motor and like.
What motor does it have in it though? Is it original?
440.
Or are we talking like a 440?
440.
So it's gonna, but that's an elephant though. That's like
that's what they come with, the 69s.
Yeah.
But like that's the cheapest, right?
Nice.
And then
that's a 440 wedge, is it?
And then if you want anything that's somewhat running, you're looking around 60 to 65 US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be honestly, if I was you, I would buy one in Australia because it's already
100 grand minimum.
But there's a reason
for the kids.
There's a reason for this though. Is if it's a registration process in Australia for a car from overseas or from another state is the biggest prick in the entire universe.
Not in South Australia.
Through that and no, trust me, it's everywhere. I guarantee you.
Okay.
I fucking guarantee you.
The registration laws in South Australia is fucking pathetic.
I imported a 1979 RX-7 and it was the biggest prick in the entire universe, especially if it's modified.
I've already looked at the laws, man.
I'm not talking modified in the sense that like it has a different engine. I'm talking modified in the sense that it has updated brake cables that aren't fraying.
So like anything after before anything after 80, I think it was like 87. So anything before 87 can be brought over as a collector and vintage vehicle. So then that way you get around a lot of that shit. So you can keep it a lot of original. I'd still want to upgrade the brakes anyway, man, because like I'd be taking it on track days and everything.
So much harder than you think it is. It's a real dick. You getting the money that you spend getting into the country is the start of it. Like getting it actually registered to drive on the road is the hard part.
I've looked into it. I've looked into it.
I've done it, motherfucker. Don't trust me. It's fucking hard, man. It's a real cunt. It sucks. But it is doable. It is definitely doable. But it costs a lot of money. Like my RX-7, like it was 10 grand before it was on the road and drivable and registered. It was a lot of money.
It was an R32 Skyline right-hand drive for sale, like a few miles down the road for me all fucking summer. And,
why didn't you get it?
Every time I drove by it, I was like, no.
That want to be rear wheel drive, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it's like the old school looking Skyline, not the super old school looking one, but the old school.
No, an R32. You can get an R32 like GTR, which is like an all-wheel drive, but
this one was like a 91 or a 90, like one of the OG ones.
Yeah,
2-door.
Yep.
Well, it depends. If it's like a GTS, then it's like they wouldn't be worth much. But if it's like a GTR, then it'll be worth a fucking mint. Like they're worth like 100 grand in Australia.
Yeah, it wasn't a GTR, but that was like one of my first cars I fell in love with after fucking Gran Turismo 3. Oh, remember those days? That was the best game, man.
Gran Turismo 2, man. Oh, I don't know. Between
I
2
never
and
played
3.
2.
I played them both a lot.
Yeah.
There was a place called California, or you can eat in Geelong, where I grew up, and they had a PlayStation.
No, that's in America, bro.
They had a place there set up. Sorry, a TV with a PlayStation there, like the original Gran Turismo, and you could the high speed ring. You had to do it on arcade mode, and if you could beat their best lap time, you got your meal for free that night. But like, I used to spend my whole I used to eat my chicken nuggets. I used to go there with my family, and I just slam as many chicken nuggets as I could down, and then I'd just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat this time." Like I'd never got close because like some like I was only like
That's it.
Like
This is a
not
you
10
and
years
me
old.
content idea. You and me, Pest, we race each other.
In
Oh,
what?
yeah. Steering wheel.
I got a Suzuki Grand Vitara.
No. Lemon race. Lemon race, man. So we spend like
100-meter dash.
No. Well, no, I'll get flogged. Have you seen his legs, man? They may be small, but they go so fast. It's crazy. I walk on all fours like an ape. But the if we do a lemon race, a Twitch lemon race where you're allowed to spend like similar with less masturbating, but the you have like $2,000 or $1,000 or whatever, and you have to buy a car and then race it on a track day.
$2,000 on the car. How much on mods?
It's like great.
No, like a maximum amount you're allowed to spend. So you can buy like $1,000 car, and then you can, but like your work doesn't count as anything. It's just parts. So you can buy a fucked Falcon with a blown head gasket for $500, and then redo the head gasket for like $200 of parts, and then race it. We have a lemon race. You and me.
The hardest part would be getting it to the track. Because it definitely wouldn't be street legal.
You just trailer that shit, man. It'd be fun.
And you're gonna put yours on the Spirit of Tasmania and ship it over to the mainland?
If you want to race, I'll do it. I'm fucking down.
Hell yeah.
I'll be fucking hella down. It was like $200 to go on the Spirit.
You have to take it on a trailer, so it would be more than 200.
Yeah, it'd be fine. It'd be fun. You and me. I'm gonna ram you off the track though.
I'm trying to think of what car I'd want. No, we'd have to go on. We'd have to go to like Calder Park or something, Calder Raceway, to be able to do it.
Yeah, we can hire. You can hire out anywhere to do it, as long as you don't
do it
leak
on
too
Phillip
much oil
Island, the Grand Prix track. Like,
hey, we just talked to Ryan about it, man. We'd just be like, hey, can we get on Phillip? Well, you can't go on Phillip Island because it's streets, but we could go out to like.
No, Phillip Island isn't streets. The Grand Prix, the motorcycle track. What do you call it?
I can't remember what that one's called. Isn't Phillip Island the Grand Prix track straights? I thought that was
that's the one in the city. Anyway, I'd have to think about that. I'd want to spend more on it.
Summit is selling a fucking. Oh my god! I need to
spend more on it.
Buy Summit's car.
We can do like
someone said he's got like an '89 Skyline.
He has a GTR. He has a GTR R32. And he sold his R35 to buy that, and the GTR is worth more and faster as well. Like that
what are we talking?
Like that thing's modded, like with well over 150 grand. Like
never mind. Forget I said anything.
These are fast. Like these a nice car. Okay. Well, if I was gonna spend 150K in a car, I don't think it would be. I don't even know what it would be. If I earned 150K a month, I'd own an amount of cars that was unreasonable for one man to own cars. Like
it makes more than 150 grand a month.
Wait, Slush, are you even allowed to drive again?
Shut up.
I'm trying to think of what car I'd want. For you. What do you drive, LowAim?
A Mazda. Do you know it?
A Mazda.
Mazda. Yeah, free. Mazda free.
Mazda 3.
Yeah.
Family, yeah. It's not a family car, but it's like a economically.
Wait, hang up. Are you telling me that you're a German that doesn't drive a Volkswagen or a Mercedes?
Yeah.
No way.
Why wouldn't you drive like an Audi or something? Surely they've got cheaper rates on Audis.
For me, a car is just like a way to get from A to B. You know what I mean? so it doesn't have to be an expensive car.
Not
now. I don't have to.
Pragmatic, man.
Huh?
Respect.
Yeah, pragmatic. Like, I just need a car to get from one to be able to even drive, like, I don't know, a Ford. I don't care.
What?
I like Fords. Come on.
You like Fords? Oh.
No.
Fucking fjord.
I disagree. I disagree, LowAim. I think a car is a way for you to flex your wealth on peasants.
Yeah, okay, that's always the.
No, I'm only
That's
kidding.
always
I'm only kidding. No, I just love cars. I am obsessed with fast cars. So
Yeah. No,
But-
I'm pretty young. Like,
Yeah.
I'm 23, and that's my first car, and it's pretty much fine. Like, I never had to repair it, and I will just keep it till one day
no.
this car dies, and then I will buy a new one.
I'm so stumped on what car I want to get.
There's just a bunch of people.
wait,
what the fuck did you say about Ford? And everyone's just laughing at the one guy.
yeah. They say Peep Show's got a good point in chat. Your car is directly related to your sex drive. See, I think that the more horsepower your car produces, the less thrusts you can last in bed. That's what I think. I'm killing Ghost.
I've got a Honda Civic.
What does Ghost drive?
I drive a Land Cruiser.
There you go. He's got the big V8. He's got the big V8 power because he's a 2-pump chump.
Oh, god damn it.
But it's girthy.
It's a big boy. Are you gonna bully me?
What do you think you're gonna buy, Pest? What do you?
I can't think of it.
So
Just get 2 fucking Toyota Corollas, put a fucking shitty flag on it, and just go at it. Cheap.
I think that we should just like if we're actually gonna race, like if we're gonna do this, what we should do is like contact like Hyundai or something like that, and just be like, can we have some reasonably priced like i20s? They're not fast, but then we literally just like get in the car, put a helmet on, and then we just fucking bash each other off the track.
I'm trying to think.
I'm sorry, bash each other off the track.
3 times speed.
Yeah, but you only need something shit. Like
I'm trying to think of something that'd be actually like fun to race.
Like something cheap.
Reliant Robin. I will personally pay my own money from my savings account to watch you fuckers do a Reliant Robin. Oh my god! Please,
really cheap and really easy. To be honest, Kia Stingers. They're fucking. They've got way too much horsepower for a car of that low quality.
I just want to see both of you guys sliding on your roofs. Oh fuck! Yeah. Oh shit! First, and as long as I'm the one that gets to run over and flip them over onto their wheels again, I'll pay for the cars. I'll pay for the track time. I'll pay for my own fucking plane tickets.
We pay for them to get to Australia because I don't think there's any in Australia.
Reliant Robins.
I'd be surprised if there were any that were still serviceable, but
I'm almost 100% sure that Top Gear has brought them all and wrote them all off.
Didn't they have like a Reliant Robin club where there was like a bunch of people that have like their mint condition little 3-wheel fucking
but then and then Top Gear brought them all and played giant soccer with them and just rammed them into each other.
Oh, Pesty's getting ideas.
I'm trying to find one for sale.
Oh god!
I'll tell you what's really cheap in Australia is those
$12,000.
Yeah, you know you can buy larders. You know you can buy larders in Australia.
I would rather race with larder. Let's race larders.
We could race. Well, there's 4-wheel drive larders. We could do jumps in larders, or you could buy ex-military Mercedes mini mogs, and then we could try and we could have a destruction derby in mini mogs. I think that'd be really fun.
I reckon we buy larders and then we but they're probably fucking expensive in Australia too because they'd be imported.
No, they're really cheap actually. There's a guy at the moment. He's doing a round Australia trip in a one of those larder Nevas. He's got like a fucking 6-inch lift kit in it. It looks hilarious.
Okay, so if we were going to be legitimate, you got $2,000 to race. There's really only 2 cars that you could do it in Australia, and it'd be either a Ford Falcon or it'd be a Holden. It'd be Commodore because
No, if it 100% want to be a Falcon Wagon X Taxi. I know it's been serviced, and I'm gonna thrash it. And it's also
on
a
gas.
drift machine.
On gas.
100%. Oh no, and you laugh, but the reason that I would choose LPG gas is because it has a higher compression rate. No, it has a higher compression rate, which means I could just put it back onto petrol, and then I could just strap a turbo to the fucking thing, and they just boost it out the arse.
How are you gonna pick up a turbo and a Falcon for under $2,000?
You never been on Wish.com, motherfucker? I'll machine my own fucking turbo. It only needs to last for like 10 laps.
All right, I got a better idea.
It's fine. eBay turbo, buddy. It's still good.
$100 turbo.
Great, man.
We should do it that like
3 hours.
we get a stock standard car. Like we can pick our stock standard car for $2,000, and then Twitch chat votes and buys all our custom parts.
Hell yeah! You know you're just gonna get a
because you get
Twitch plays drag race.
Because you've got like 10,000 viewers. I'll end up with like a '94 Corolla with fucking with coolant in the fucking oil, and then Pestily end up with like a Lada Neva with a full like drivetrain from like an R35 GTR. It's like
jokes on you guys. I'm gonna modify all those cars so that the fucking steering wheel, gas, and brake are all controlled by Twitch chat inputs. You guys are just gonna be along for the ride.
Oh my god!
No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for death yet. I haven't fucked enough supermodels. That's not happening.
Oh, okay.
That's not happening. How about instead what we do is you buy a 69 Chevy and then just give it to me.
He's talking to you, Veritas, not me.
He couldn't have been talking to me.
I like the idea of Twitch chat voting. I think that'd be funny. But we have
Twitch chat driving. Totally agree.
No.
Do we need to start a Reddit thread for this? Because we'd have to be like, all right, they got to do upvotes and stuff to try and find the right car.
What about we have a car. We both get we try and get like exactly the same car. We just buy something that's really standard, and then we have votes on modifications, so we can do like body, brakes, engine, like intake, like just like the standard things that you do in a car. And we put up like for both of us, we put up like 5 different options, and then whatever they vote for, we have to go for. And so if my car gets a intake option of a fucking Husqvarna chainsaw, and yours gets the intake option of a I don't know, a fucking Bugatti Veyron.
I'm actually thinking like we go to like, you know, the impound auctions.
Police cars, ex-police cars.
Nah, they're not that good in Australia.
On sale.
No, they are. No, you can get yourself like one of the old like Omega Commodores, mate. Those things go pretty hard. Yeah. Unless once you start to slide them though. My mum had one. I used to do burnouts in it, and once you start getting real sideways, the power steering fluids backs up, and then the power steering turns off, and it's really hard to escape the cul-de-sac that you're doing burnouts in when the power steering's off. It's pretty intense. Oh, no, the wheel won't work.
I can just see you at the bottom like, fucker.
Anyway.
Oh, God.
WRX.
Thought could go into this.
I'm gonna one last final one. All right, we both get thrashed WRX Liberties, and I put a pound of cocaine in the boot of both of them, and we see how long both of us can escape the cops.
I like
whoever.
This is like GTA fucking IRL.
Whoever can stay free for the longest wins.
You open up the door and instantly you see 5 stars start flashing above. Oh shit! Oh no! Oh god!
I would do everything I possibly could to buy a submarine before this, and then I would
drive
straight to the submarine, get in the submarine, and just start fucking going.
What buy a submarine?
So I can get away.
Do you remember that guy that UK guy that had the submarine? He was in all the papers. He built his own submarine. And then he invited like a journalist over to see the submarine, and then like took her out for a cruise on his submarine, submerged under the water, and then came back, and then she was just gone. And then it's like, okay, he 100% murdered her. Like, this is just like, he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna take this bitch out for a ride on my submarine and just like murder her underwater. Like, that's fine. Who's a Danish guy? Yeah, fucking ghost.
Of course.
Nay, it wasn't a Danish guy. It's not.
It was.
Come on.
It was a Danish guy. It was a Danish guy. Yeah.
Fucking way.
Yeah, Ghost is kind of sus, dude.
Vote Ghost. Vote Ghost.
Hey, hold on.
He was a Danish guy, but he was living in Florida.
They're always
still
murdered
sus.
his wife on submarine.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
Oh, that's generalization. Sweeping generalization. All submarine owners are weird.
Murder of a Swedish. Oh, she was Swedish. That's why.
Yeah.
That's a joke. Oh god.
What's wrong with people from Switzerland?
What?
So what's
I'm
wrong with people
Swedish.
from
Wait.
Switzerland?
I'm Swedish. I'm Swedish.
I don't think that.
What?
I'm waiting for the Kappa.
Kappa.
I'm not doing none of this shit. This actually happened. I'm not like
the 2017.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm not trying to make a joke. Like
The Swedish people from Switzerland.
Bro, it's. I just look at his surname Madsen and I'm like, oh fuck, it's Danish. What the fuck? What happened to him?
he probably went to jail.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
Let's talk.
That's sus. Vote him off.
Let's talk about a topic that I think we should just at least touch on, and I know it's gonna piss people off, and people aren't gonna agree with me because they're all bad.
For us.
Oh,
Are they Swedish? From Switzerland?
they are the Mazda Miata.
What's the problem with people
Tarkov
from
players.
Switzerland?
It's sweet.
Swedish people?
Yeah.
It's not. They're not from. God damn it.
Anyway, so there was like a dozen videos made about the whole fucking Hitreg thing, and the it wasn't even Hitreg. It was Desync and ping.
Desync.
And I'm gonna make this video. I am confident. I'm not confident. I'm determined to make this video once I get enough time spare to do it and for people free. But the Summer died. I had a rant, and then everyone decided to jump on the bandwagon that we need a lot of fire under BSG's ass to make the ping and desync better. But they didn't word it in a nice way. They were actually quite fucking rude about it. But I made a post on it as well, and I got flamed hard for it because people seem to think that even when you die to desync, like if you die to desync, it's definitely not your fault when you die. Like it's like you're running to cover and you die behind cover. You got shot when you're in the open. It wasn't when you were like, you know what I mean? Like you got killed. They saw you in the open and killed you, but because it took so long for the server to realize it because of latency and time and traveling, all that other shit. And I referenced Veritas' video a lot about this because I don't have the expertise and I haven't done the research on it. Veritas, you did a really in-depth video about player RTT and RTT and stuff. And that was actually really informative. But the amount of hatred that was produced from that was actually just
and the wrong
absurd.
info.
I mean, that just goes to show you that the difference between like outrage and complaining, which trust me, I do plenty of myself, but how that's way more sexy. How that's way more sexy than constructive criticism and accurate, valid, reasonable testing. Like I fucking there was like no hoopla however many months ago when I was like, hey, here's literally the problem.
So,
yeah,
is it possible? I read about that on the Reddit, and there was a guy there, and he's like, so essentially how it works is there's giant JSON files that are sent backwards and forwards about players' gear and things like that. And so this guy had this, and this one got a lot of traction, was that every single thing about a player's position and gear and things like that is sent backwards and forwards. And that's why our loading times are so long, and why you get hitches when you come into contact with a player within like 50 meters of them or something like that, because there's a giant JSON file being sent backwards and forwards between these, basically the users and the server. Do you think that is how it's done? Like that is
I don't know personally, but I do know that there are people who are smarter than me that like recently I've been seeing have been like, stop spreading this is not true, you don't fucking understand. So I want to just basically say, like, take that with a grain of salt. I don't know.
Why is Jason sending so many files?
He's a file hog, mate.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull up the specific information.
So if they just ban Jason, does that make it better?
Yeah, he's a cheater. He's a cheater. Yeah. If this Jason guy knows everything about all the players, then he's obviously a fucking cheater.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Just do it. We'll call Nikita right now and pull him into Discord and just say, fuck Jason.
But who is Jason?
Exactly.
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, it's JSON files, like as JSON files that have text, essentially like markup data about players being sent backwards and forwards. So there's a Reddit post that basically some guy had deduced that the entire game was based on these specific type of files that were being transferred backwards and forwards. I don't know how he deduced that, but he had decided that was the case. And so essentially he had decided that the game was super slow because it was these huge files being transferred backwards and forwards, and then that gained a lot of traction. And I was interested to know whether Veritas thinks that's actually the truth, which I don't think it is.
I mean, I was under the impression that it was like, well, I want to get information before I speak on something like this.
If you want,
now,
Veritas, I can send you.
I'm trying to find.
So the reason why I said that, like, I know I was memeing. I know that about JSON files and that, but the thing is, like, that's all I know. I know what a JSON file is. I don't know anything else about coding past that. And I play computer games all day, every day for my fucking most of my adult life. And I feel like there is just so much misunderstood information about the coding of the game, and they just think you just clap your hands together and all of a sudden everything's fixed. And like I don't want to like harp on this topic for too long because it just frustrates people. But it's like Tarkov, and I don't want to be like, back in my day, but we used to load into raids, and for the first like 3 minutes of a raid, it was like people were zooming, and then it was like, and then we had stutters for the entire raid, and then we had like all these other issues. And I don't think
still like that though.
No, it's nowhere near like that, man. I'll bring up footage.
No, but people still, and it blows my mind that this, like, people don't mention it more. Whenever I watch anybody playing duos or squads, like any other streamer, 80% of the time, if you actually look at the other person that you're playing with, they're just
Yeah.
It's not even, it's so obvious. And I played for years solo, and it always, whenever I played with duos, it always felt
weird.
I was like, oh, this must just be like I have a shitty connection or they have a shitty connection. But then, like, once I researched it, I realized it's like this 90% of the time, and it's because everything is fucking client side.
Yep.
Everything regarding movement that's the problem. Like, ignore desync, ignore peeker's advantage, ignore ping, all that stuff. It's important, but it's all red herrings. The biggest problem that Tarkov has networking-wise is that it's client authoritative when it comes to your movement. It's the reason why you never rubber band Everybody else is always skipping around.
Yeah, like in CSGO, for example, when you have a high ping, you're just like zooming around and just teleporting back to the position. And the server like checks where you have been before, and it says like, no, this cannot be your position, and just teleports it back all the time.
And then
moves it back and back. Yeah.
Are you saying
I think
Tarkov
it's
does
like,
that or doesn't do that?
No, Tarkov doesn't do that.
And Tarkov doesn't do that.
Your character teleports forward in Tarkov. Your character teleports backwards in CSGO. But it's the same reason that like when you see someone left riding out of a doorway, they will teleport like 3 meters to the left and then teleport back 2 meters to the right and then like 4 meters to the left, and you see them like becoming like this
rubber banding.
Yeah, this happens a lot.
I have no experience.
The other piece of it is there's two pieces. There's all of the movement is client side. And there's, in my opinion, I think there's, and I don't think it has to do with hardware. I think it's a software like efficiency.
It's hardware as well.
But even
it's not.
Ignore the hardware because they could. I'm sure they can improve the hardware. But I think, and this I have enough evidence that I think I can back it up if you watch the video. But I think that they have some issue, whether or not it's threading or whatever, where the actual physical code or literal code that they've written is inefficient in a lot of places, so that there are times where the server effectively freezes, and that's when everybody's player RTT value spikes, and that's why everybody freezes for 2 seconds and then runs again, even though you're fine. You don't notice it.
I think there's 100%.
Those are the two things together are like the serious issues that need to be fixed, and then if they fix that, then we're in a state where it's like every other game in the world where they just need better servers and they need to handle people with shitty connections. But
I think there's 100% a threading issue when it comes to Tarkov. Like it seems as though like you can see it in the menus. Like when you load up a trader, the entire game freezes because it's not multi-threaded properly to do callbacks when it needs to load in. They added some stuff in the last like 3 or 4 patches that actually stopped that, like how you get a picture of a gun where it is where you get the little circle instead of the actual gun picture. That's a callback coming back. When you click on a trader, it used to just freeze until all the pictures have loaded. Now you get like a wheel, and then it's waiting for the callback of the picture to be loaded. I think that I think
that's different though, because I'm fairly certain that the menus in like the traders and stuff that actually uses like a REST protocol. So it's sending
that's what I'm saying, and that's waiting for a callback. So what it's doing is it's saying some of them are off the main thread, some of them aren't. So what you're getting is you're loading up the entire traders menu, and then it's running a request to the REST protocol, and then it's taking it's waiting for a callback for like the pictures, and then they're all going into that thread, the fucking throbber, and then it's like some shit doesn't do that though. Like you click, and then it just freezes while it's waiting for the main thread to load, and then it keeps going. And I think that shit is happening like quite often. And throbber is a technical term. That wheel with the little fucking thing, that is called a throbber.
By the way, you're correct on the trader.
So
things.
Yeah. 2 things, because there's no point overly talking about the technical side of things because the majority of us don't even know shit about it. But
true.
Is it easy, or is it somewhat possible to even? Or is it too late to switch it over to client side from client side to server side?
Can I explain it in a way that most people would understand? Okay, so think about it like this: you are making.
Yes, I don't have a choice.
I'm going to, because you think about it like you're making macaroni and cheese and bacon. Okay, at the same time. All right, you go. Okay, I am going to add milk to this pot. I don't know how to make macaroni and cheese, so just whatever. I'm gonna add milk to this pot, and I have to wait until it boils to add the pasta or whatever. add water to the pot. I add water to the pot and I have to wait until it boils until I add the fucking
milk.
Shut up,
Step
cunt.
one,
Anyway,
boil the milk.
I didn't ask your fucking opinion. I don't know how to cook. I know how to code, all right? Anyway, I'm saying, okay, you add water to this fucking pot and then you wait till it boils until you add pasta, okay? So while you're waiting for that to boil, you then go and then put another pan on and then you put your bacon in there and then that's fine. Then you come back and then you add the pasta once the water is boiled. That's multi-threading. If you're single threading, you put the pot on for your boiled water and you literally sit there and go and stare at the water until it boils, and then you add your pasta, and then you put the pot on to start. Then you put the pan on to start boiling, to start cooking your bacon. That's single thread. You have to wait until every single step is complete before you can move on to the next step. That's single thread, and that's where I think some of the things are getting held up, is that they literally are just sitting there waiting on load times for bullshit. And
I get that.
Shut up, cunts.
But that's not my question.
Yeah.
So
no, basically it will not work.
Is it possible? Is it possible to even switch the game across from client side to server side, Veritas?
Yes.
Is it like a hard thing?
It's not client side.
Yes.
It's not client side of authoritative.
It has to be. It has to be.
It's not fully like we can bring Dashy in and then we can have a 2-hour conversation with him where he
what we're talking about, Ghost, though, is movement and player position.
So client side
ballistics or hit reg or any of that stuff.
LowAim,
this would mean that you can basically run into any position and having your internet cable, like if you put your internet off and just run to any position and just re-enable your internet, does it work? Like this should be client-side movement.
So it depends.
In the past, you could, because you could actually, there was no ping.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were called lang switches. People were actually deliberately doing lang switches. You can't now because of the ping kick. Because you have a ping spike, you get kicked. Sorry, Veritas, go.
Yeah, I mean, so there's like some threshold. I don't know where it is, and I'm guessing because I've never really had. I either have internet or I don't have internet. I don't usually have like spotty connection or spikes or whatever. But I'm sure that there are cases where if you did it for long enough of a time or whatever, that you just get kicked from the game. I'm sure there's probably ways that you could cleverly fuck with your connection in such a way that, I mean, like if I play with somebody who has a really bad connection, like if there's a storm going on and like their stream is fucked up, you know, and it's like coming in and out and they have packet loss and stuff, when I'm playing with them, they're just glitching all over the place. That is all because the movement, player position, player status is client side. It's a reason why when you see somebody running in place, you ever see somebody running in place?
Yep. And then he teleports. Yeah.
So a lot of times what happens, I've had plenty of times where I have been running out in the open and all of a sudden my screen just fades to black. And then all of a sudden I hear like gunshots and I'm dead. And it's like, what the fuck was that?
That's the worst part. Like if someone is frozen while
screen, I was running in place.
That's what I'm saying. Like I see people when they're running in place, and sometimes like my brain goes, okay, they're lagged out. If I shoot them, it's not going to do anything. But if you actually do shoot that person that's frozen in place, they'll die. And I've shot fucking shitloads of people where they're running in place and then they just go and then just die. Like it's because it's counting my shots.
And it depends. If you have a connection issue, you'll be shooting them and nothing's happening. You'll be shooting them, nothing's happening. You'll be shooting them, nothing. Yeah. But if you have if your connection is fine and theirs is spotty, what happens is you shoot them they're in their position, their last known position, last known status was running at this location. So they're no longer connected. They're just running in place. And then if they die, that means that you sent your bullets to the server. The server said, here's their last known position. Here are the bullets. Yep, they should be dead. You get the confirmation they're dead. And on their screen, they're still running because their client is desynced from the server. Now, but when the other piece of it, when it happens to everybody at the same time, which again, you can only ever notice if you either have multiple perspectives of the same fight and you can like synchronize them, or if you have like 5 people on screen at once and you can see everybody's running, everybody stops running in place, and then everybody runs again. That's like a second where the server was locked up. The server had the spinny wheel not responding kind of thing. Like that's because the server was either blocked because of unoptimized code or because of a threading issue or whatever. That's something that only Battlestate can fucking figure out. But they can switch it from client to server authoritative. It's the equivalent of changing your house's fucking what do you call it? All the structure from wood to steel. Like, it's a bitch of a work to do, and it's really hard to do while you're still living in the house, which is the metaphor for us playing the game. It's a shit ton of work, and I know that there are potential challenges that they have with Unity getting in the way that I am not qualified to know about, but it's certainly possible. It's not a small amount of work.
The same thing is in Rusted's client-side movement too. But yeah.
There's less.
Well, that may be, but that may there's more at stake.
No,
because because if I die, that guy's gonna come to my door and call me a bitch. Now the thing is, like, it's all of this stuff is probably on their end probably custom built in Unity because of the year that they actually started building it. That's more than likely that this stuff probably didn't even exist in Unity when they started building it. So that's probably all custom code.
I mean, that's what they did with the sound. All their custom occlusion logic, like they did a lot of stuff that was like really cool and really interesting solutions to problems as a startup dev team, you know, fucking coming up with by their bootstraps, all this stuff. But they're unfortunately unlucky with the amount of success that they've had, and now that there's a bajillion people playing it, you know, as many as fucking AAA games, and they're not a AAA dev studio, and they've got all these years of, you know, unfortunate tech debt. And
I want to really like nip the butt in a heap of things, because I think, like, I don't want to get too technical, because probably more than that, 98% of the people that fucking listen to this will be like, this is well above my pay grade.
But the reality is that you can't possibly understand it unless you do understand how complicated it is.
Yeah, but you can keep it in layman's terms, right? So the point I'm trying to make here is the issues that are prevalent to our everyday playing of Escape from Tarkov are generally come down to the client, like the main ones that we see, everyone complains about. It's not even about if you would survive or not. It's about, because most of the time when you die and you die behind the wall, you were dead anyway. The issue is that this hurts the experience, and they would mostly be fixed if it went from client side to server side for the majority of things. When people say, oh, they got to fix like the servers, or the tick rate's too low, or peak is advantage for ping, a lot of that would just be totally fucking nipped in the butt, in my opinion, just in layman's terms as possible. And that majority of the deaths people are experiencing are not because of server side. This is the other half of it. It's because you fucking suck at the game and you made a mistake. It's not you were dead anyway.
You can blame whatever you want on it. The thing is, like, if you are playing the game as it is now, you need to understand that the game has its quirks, and it'd be like it's like saying I can't play piano properly. I've only got 10 keys on my 55 key piano. Like, you can't expect to have a fully complete experience because the game isn't complete yet. And if something happens like that, you die and you think it's unfair, then too bad. Like, that is what it is. The game has sometimes shitty things that happen because it's still in its dev cycle, where a lot of us have gotten used to it, and we know that they exist, and we make allowances for it because we are experienced players, and that's what it takes. You need to work around the shitty. You need to work around the shitty code, or the shitty networking, or the shitty whatever you decide it is, and play in a different way that makes you more effective.
Can I just? So I mean, the whole summer thing. If you look at the clip, what would you do in the situation when you see you shoot one guy, and this goes for every one of us? What would you do in that exact moment when you see that guy? You hear footsteps, you don't see the guy, and the next moment that guy flies past your screen. What do?
He didn't fly.
Laugh.
No. I mean, like, he's speeding across faster than when anyone can run.
Laugh.
First reaction is like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Unless I've
I
missed
would
seeing
look
the
up in my
clip.
player RTT and see what the fucking desync was.
Okay. I would definitely not still stand there while this guy just zoomed past my screen and be like, I'm definitely gonna hit this motherfucker. No, you fucking definitely break off that. But there's a problem with your side or his side. Definitely his side. So why would you just sit there and peek? We played this game long enough to know if I see a zooming kid, I'm not staying, you know, or I'm definitely checking my network.
Honestly, though, devil's advocate, my favorite fucking clips ever back in the day was Shroud playing PUBG, and when there were speed hackers, when Shroud would be flicking, trying to hit, like, that's like a mini game. It's a challenging mini game.
Yes.
I have plenty of times where I've tried to shoot people that I thought were speed hackers or whatever, because it's
can we watch this clip?
Like a fun mini game.
Can we watch
I'm
this
gonna
clip?
fucking die either way.
Can we watch this clip?
The point I want to make is the half of the chat all said cheats. Some guys said, nah, that's just desync. That's Tarkov's desync. Some guys even said you heard him running and you didn't see him, and then it played forward. Right? It literally played it forward. Literally, someone saw his death because this guy already ran. How can you hear someone run and you don't see the guy running? You still sit and wait, and then suddenly this plays forward. You're dead.
Because the audio, so that's the problem. And that's kind of like the whole impetus behind all of my getting Tarkov videos, is that there are so many things about the game that the sound, the movement, your positioning, the player's positioning, the hit reg, it's because everything is so inconsistent. That's why everybody's constantly frustrated for a million different reasons. It all comes down to the same, like, inconsistency, and I get it.
It's consistent till it hits that point where it's not consistent, right?
Oh, it's consistently inconsistent.
I agree with that.
There's not a time when your sound is completely fucked and you're playing and you're like, I can't hear the ambient sound. Something is wrong.
Bullshit. I'll show you the clip of when I'm in labs. You know, in labs where there's the room with the tall cats, that like office. Yep. Underneath there, you will hear footsteps literally around you as if they're ghosts from people in the basement underneath you. I have a clip that I literally just edited into the video that I'm going to be releasing tomorrow, where like I'm like literally looking around. You hear footsteps. It's fucking scary, dude, because they're like, there must be invisible. But that's so that means right? if I'm ever in that place and I hear footsteps next to me, I've been trained to not think that anybody's fucking near me. The game makes you unreasonable because it is unreasonable, except sometimes when it is reasonable, people are like, what did you expect? You heard the footsteps.
Yeah, fuck the footsteps. What I'm saying is, you playing, right? And you hear the ambient sound go, you don't hear the bushes, you don't hear the wind, and you just go, oh, this is fucking fine, and you still walk and you don't hear your own footsteps. What's wrong?
Oh, I've never experienced that before.
What's wrong?
You've never experienced that.
I'll tell you what's wrong.
That's client side. Why would that happen?
I'll tell you what's wrong, guys. You're trying to prove your sanity to someone that's insane and his opinion doesn't matter. All right? It doesn't. There are broken parts of the game. Just report it in the fucking bug launcher and move on with your life, in my opinion. It is what it is, bro. It's a fucking game. Not that fucking hard.
It comes down to the one major factor that people don't like their time wasted. That's the end point. Like, no one wants to go. Like, I always refer to the casual player when I try and think about the casual player experience. So, for example, if you had an hour to play in a day and you spend 15 minutes on loading screens, because that's fucking 3 raids, and then you go into a raid, you die instantly to one guy, you might get a half-decent scav run in and make some money, and then you go fully geared in, and then you die to a cheater, and that's your 1 hour of playing for the day. That's not a fun experience. That's not an enjoyable experience. It's not even an experience that you want to like replicate in life, ever, like playing that game. So it will make you not want to play the game again. Veritas made a really good video talking about fun. That was the first one of your getting Tarkov things, right? And a lot of the time, people just want their experience of Escape for Tarkov to be the point where it's like, it might be brutal, it might be intense, it might be extremely high highs, and it might be extremely low lows, but it's not wasting my time. And that's where people feel ripped off when their time's wasted.
Yeah, I get my time wasted every day.
We're all playing it still. It's been fucking 5 years. but I mean, it's better now than it's ever been. I don't personally have too much network issues this patch. I don't know about you guys. Maybe there's once, maybe every 15 raids where something fucks out, but then I usually catch it beforehand. I could hear the sound dying and then going, oh, okay, this is fucked. And then I can see scabs going backwards and forwards. And I'm like, okay, give it a second. And then I'll play on.
But the biggest problem is that the network issues aren't, they can, if they were present, there's no way for you to know it. That's why it's so fucky.
No, there is.
Every patch we have this same fucking conversation. It's this patch is the worst for desync, this patch is the worst for cheaters, this patch is the worst for this.
I think the game's the best state it's ever been in.
The game continually gets better, and the servers continually operate at a better standard, and the desync gets better every patch. I think that every motherfucker in the world looks back on the old days with some goddamn rose-colored glasses and thinks that 10 FPS on factory with it crashing every time someone shot a gun was fucking amazing. I think the game is great and going in the right direction, but it doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong with it. There's definitely shit wrong with the game, but having the fucking world's biggest tantrum and going, this is the worst, I'm never going to play this again, this game is shit, I'm going to send death threats to Nikita, isn't helping. If you send constructive criticism through the appropriate channels with proper fucking, like, your bug fucking reported with your raid IDs and all that kind of shit that goes in there, then that's gonna help. Otherwise, you're just fucking complaining on Reddit and being an idiot. I think it's all just a waste of time. Sitting there going, bang, bang, fists, I'm Donkey Kong, server shit, I hate you, is the fucking waste of time. And it's just blaming shit and not solving anything. That's my opinion on it.
I guess it depends on, like, when I die to desync, I'm going to be like, this fucking game is shit. And I'm not going to go and write a Reddit post or send an email. But I'm not going to not be salty or frustrated, especially, when I play the game so much, it fucking for sure wears on you. But there's a difference between. Oh,
it still makes me salty. I'm not saying it doesn't make me salty or frustrated in the moment. It's just that, like, give yourself, like, put your head together and think about it. Like, try and help.
Go Veritas?
No, I mean, like, it's every one of us has the right to be fucking frustrated and salty and annoyed, and that's it, period. What you do with it is a different story. You can't say don't be frustrated by all the bullshit that I think we're all reasonably annoyed with, that we would love to see not be in the game. But again, like, that's why I bitch and moan when I'm streaming and I'm unlucky with bullshit. And then I go and do research and make a video to say, here's what the problem is, and here's how I think we could make it better. I feel like you can have your cake and throw it on the ground too.
I like that.
We've done this topic enough for today, but yeah. I think there's some fairly important points to take from it though. Like, it's one of those things that they are working on it. It's not an easy thing to fix. If we've shown anything, it's not as simple like just upgrade the servers kind of thing. It's very complex, simple. And
there's nothing simple about it. It's just that they need to put in so much thought into how this works, and the changing of these things has a widespread impact on how the game works and how anti-cheat is implemented in the game. How, like, it affects everything. And so it's so much harder than people think. And I think that the opinion of just fix it is, like, super unconstructive and just makes people sound like whingy bitches. I'm like, if you've got something constructive to add to the conversation, I think that's perfectly valid. But they ain't gonna listen to people going, "Fuck you" on Twitter, "Lick my balls, I hate your game, I want my money back." That's just
you and me both as software engineers know. Yeah. That if somebody says just fix it, they're being a douchebag, and you can say fuck yourself. But if someone says the bug is on line 27, you fucked up this for loop, fucking fix it.
Yeah.
That's when it's like, oh, okay, my bad. You know, like if you know what you're talking about and you can provide information and, you know, like point them in the right direction and, you know, then saying just fix it is a different thing. But nobody, including me, knows unless we have the fucking source code.
Well,
we're not getting. So
yeah, but
I would love it.
I think the thing is, like, people tend to complain about the thing just for the sake of complaining. You know what I mean? It's not like they have anything productive to say about. Like, there's most likely people just want to rage, and like they love raging, they love like complaining about things. And in the end of the day, it's like it's just pixels. So who the fuck cares about pixels? Like, if you die once, this pixels is gone. Who the fuck cares? You know? Like, and people complain too much, and like people like Veritas, they're a bit frustrated, but I take a look on this topic and I like try to understand what's going on, and I bring a solution to the problem. So,
did you ever play sports?
Me?
At all? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you must know that if you imagine, I don't know what sport you played, but imagine if like the referee or whatever made a bad call that was wrong, or you were passionate because it was the fucking, you know, playoffs and you lost a game that was close. Like, there's a difference between just complaining and between being disappointed with your own performance and also being disappointed with like the rules of the game, right? Like, those are all, I think, things that most people can empathize with.
I get what you're trying to say.
All right. We'll do a little bit one little last topic before we finish up the podcast. So every single wipe, I generally seem to have some sort of objective in mind. What are your objectives for this wipe? Are you just gonna keep playing the game just like normal, get the Kappa level 70, 7,000 PMC kills? Like, what's the go for you guys?
I have one more fucking quest for Kappa.
And then what are you doing?
And then
just having fun?
Reinstall Valorant. I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. I don't know. I have other plans that involve not playing as much Tarkov for a little bit. I'll still be playing, but like, it's one of those things that I just don't know what the fuck to do. You know, I don't really want to reset my account or use one of my alternate accounts or whatever. But yeah, I'm just gonna speedrun Ocarina of Time. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
You think I'm kidding, but there's my Nintendo 64s coming in the mail.
Hell yeah.
I believe you.
There you go. I believe you.
I'm very keen to say that.
I believe you won't beat my record.
Which is?
I've never finished the game, so my record can't be beaten.
I'll keep it for a surprise. I want you to be halfway through so that I can just crush you.
This wipe, I'm going to put as much focus as I can in understanding as much of the game as I can. So I'm currently working on skills, and then I'm working on just little random things. I've got a few little things I've got up in the works, but it's mostly just understanding all the finer details of the game. The last wipe, I didn't really do any of that. I didn't even like play my main account much. I think I got like level 67. I know that is a lot for a lot of people, but last wipe went for like 7.5, 8 months. So like, normally I get nearly always get 69, but sometimes I get 70 because I play that much. So it's a bit different.
I think I've been slowed down too much.
One question: what do you guys think about Mag Drill skill? Like,
yeah.
I hope it can eventually get to the point where it can be leveled at a reasonable rate, but they've got to find that rate in which it is.
Was it forever like this? Like, I feel like the skill is not leveling at all.
It is faster now.
It's so minimal. Yeah, it is.
It's it's faster now. It's still like my lowest skill I have.
I don't ever load mags, so I never noticed either way.
The one thing that would be cool with a mag drill skill is I want the ability to have a better way of checking mag. So when you go check mag, it's not just less than half, full, almost full. Like I kind of like the idea it's actually a bit more.
Doesn't that it gets
Better.
gets more accurate with a specific like a specific skill? Is it the weapon trade?
That's mag drills.
Yes.
Is it
It's mag drills if you level up.
Isn't it mag drills?
Mag drills elite skill is to check the mag instantly when you put it in your backpack.
No, but as you level up mag drills and you check mag, it shows you. Really?
It's more accurate. Yeah, it's more accurate.
Weapon skill.
Yeah.
So as in like assault rifles.
That's not so. Just make sure you don't confuse it with the fact that like if the mag has a window, it'll give you more of an accurate number. If the P90 mag is clear on top, so if you look at the P90 mag, you do this, and you have the actual number.
Do that as well. Pistol mags give you like a. Well, actually, pistol mags.
As long as they have. Yeah, like the Glock.
A window.
Glock mags have the little holes, the little tiny windows. I know that has something to do with it. I don't know. Like the mag drills should just be the speed, in my opinion. Like you should be able to check it and put it back much quicker.
I love it on the Glock mag how he's like it's got little holes in that like on the big stick and it's like he checks it and he knows it's 22 and it's like man motherfucker I'd never be able to count that fast. It's like I'd be like
wait. Like if you look at on the Glock mags and like the 5.7 mags, they have like little holes in windows, so it's like 10,
they're
15,
numbered.
20.
Oh, they're numbered. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I've never seen the numbers.
I was going to ask you, but I wasn't sure. I was like, there's no way he thinks you have to count the dots, right?
Well, I thought you had to count the dots. I didn't fucking know.
Which
how many Glocks do I own?
Which skill are you talking about, Ghost? Like which skill specifically?
You want to know the reloading and checking mag, where it's like I think it's half, and to be more accurate, you need to level up the gun skill.
But what gun skill?
You have to get to 1, 2, 3.
Weapon mastery.
Weapon mastery. Thank you.
What? So, but at level 3, it makes no difference. I've had level 3 on most of those guns for ages.
Then they've got to change it, but it was to that. Hold on. Now it's solely mag drills. Okay, it's solely mag drills.
But now the mag drill skills actually got me confused.
I know you had because you got the animation.
Yeah, I thought level 3 was just
the mag check. Yeah.
You get ADS
Isn't level 3
ADS will reload.
Yeah.
Let me ask when
which is pointless anyway. It's like what do you need ADS while you're reloading for? It's like you can't shoot.
It is really stupid.
The one skill that's going to take forever is aim drills, because it's all about quick firing. So you like ADS to shoot,
and you have to hit.
I can't see that skill ever getting close to elite.
I don't see numbers. Wait, no, I see numbers. Never mind. They do have numbers.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that a 20-round mag?
Oh, you can ADS. You can ADS while getting mag drills 3. Weapon mastery 3 as well.
Ooh.
I was getting confused.
If this thing is a fucking
hey, listen, you can open up a lot
weapon.
of things with that.
Oh my god, dude! Weight is unbelievable.
Yeah, murder weapon and plushie. Exactly.
Plushie.
Is it plastic?
This is a 30-round mag. This is a
20? 18?
No.
16.
It's maybe 17. I have a couple that have +2 base plates on them, but not this one. It has whole windows to 15, but I think you might be able to have 2 more. I don't know. I forget.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to get back into Tarkov because I feel like I've naturally just slowed down just to try and get longer games out and enjoy the game. That hasn't really worked in my favor.
The thing about Tarkov is, like, generally, we've played the game so much over the last 3 years that it's like, I don't know. It's a natural progression that you're always going to reduce the amount you play a game. So the people go, how do you not get bored of playing Tarkov? It's like, I try and play the game differently every time I play it. Because then if I'm not doing the same thing over and over again.
I do get bored of playing Tarkov. I go play something else. Why would you just keep doing the same thing that you hate? If you hate,
I don't hate it. I don't hate playing Tarkov at all.
Well, not hate. I used the wrong word. But if you're if you're bored of something, you go and do something else.
Yep.
Like,
unless it's Valorant.
Dude, I've tried Valorant so many times, and every single time I was just like, "Fuck this game." I'm sorry.
Why?
You still get a kick out of it though, Veritas. And
I haven't. I literally haven't played it in months.
What game have you played besides Tarkov recently?
Mordhau. Insurgency.
Mordhau's fun.
Dude, Insurgency, like, I fucking hate every game mode in Insurgency, but fuck me if there's not so many elements of that game that are just phenomenal, that if they could just rip some of those little elements and put them in Tarkov, it would be unbelievable, dude.
The sound design in Insurgency is phenomenal. Oh, I love it.
Dude, just
it's like PTSD simulator, man.
The subtleties of, you have VoIP, so it's proximity, but then also via your radio. So just being able to hear somebody half in your radio and then half to your right, and then hear somebody get, you hear bullets from upstairs, and you hear like, oh my God, my fucking legs! And then like, you go upstairs and you see somebody kind of crawling on the ground, and then it's like, and then you hear across the way, somebody like, I'm gonna change mag, with some accent that you know isn't your accent. So you're like, that's an enemy. It's so fucking sick, dude.
Is it
so
similar to Squad?
The sound design, the sound design in Squad is just as good for like artillery and like gunfire, in my opinion, but it's not as good on like the macro level, like voices and stuff like that. Insurgency has sound design down. Like they did a really good job of it. Like
Insurgency makes me wish that the voice lines, that like the PMC voice lines, like I kind of wish that they were better, but also that a lot of them were like automatically triggered, because I would much rather have that than when I kill a scav and it goes USEC down. It's like, no, come on, you're like, fuck that. But you know, like if people automatically were like changing mag when you were changing mag, like that, I don't know. There's
I know what you're trying to say.
Sides of it.
I know what you're trying to say.
There's ways that it would be cool, and then there are ways in which it'd be frustrating. Like if I'm sneaking, I don't want my shit to be fucking heard, right? But if I'm in a squad of 4 and I see somebody who's getting shot at and they're like, fuck, like I love that. When my guy next to me, their character screams fuck, like holy shit, that's so immersive and so fucking good.
It's like when you kill a guy and they hear him go, like, you know, like that noise. Like it's like the automated of that happening. So if you got shot and someone's arm broke, it's like, fuck, my arm. Like, you know, like you actually heard.
It's a way of communicating information. You don't see a little icon that says like, oh, your friend has 50 HP. You hear him go, oh, and you're like, oh shit, they're hurt, right? Like that's fucking sick. There's so much that I think Tarkov could learn.
Just
from
like
that.
if you got shot with like magnum buckshot in the leg, and then your dude, like you're playing with a mate, and then he just goes, oh fuck my leg, and just like that'd be crazy. That'd be really cool. But I think that kind of stuff adds an immersion to the game that I think it would be really cool. I think the sound immersion in Tarkov is pretty lackluster, except for some of the weapon sounds are really awesome. But the sound immersion outside of that is pretty lackluster. But there's so much cool stuff. But then if you added a lot of that stuff, like a lot of people would be like, it's not fair because when I get shot, my character screams and then he gives away his position. That's not tactical.
That happens today, though. Half the time, your character's going, and on your screen, you're perfectly silent. So you think you're creeping, and all they hear is,
they're patching that.
Like, motherfucker say nothing.
They're patching the
I want to see a motherfucker.
Bear 2 voice line and Bear 3 voice line is getting the breathing patch. If you guys have playing on Bear at the moment, it is so bad. Like
I've been playing Bear in like patches.
You run run out of stamina, and it's just like you're getting punched in the ear from breathing. It's so fucking loud.
It's way too loud. It's way too loud.
I stopped playing Bear because of that. The Bear 2 used to be the worst. Like you'd get to like 1/4 of your stamina gone, and he's just going. It's like,
even if you're not running,
fucking orangutan. What the fuck?
Yeah, even if you're not running,
you have a face shield. It's just like,
that's fucking weird, man.
Oh, shut up.
Just die already. Now you can't even change it. I don't know why they... Man, just give us the ability that... Oh, fuck, my application sound was off. Now I can't hear my guy speak. I'm like, oh, this is probably a good voice. I had my interface volume down, so when I was creating my character, I couldn't hear the bear voices. I'm like, okay, I'll click Yuri. Oh, Yuri's a fuckhead. Because he's dying. And I wanted to reset the account.
Have you noticed how like when you put a face shield on mid raid, if you weren't wearing one before, then your character's just like it's like shut up,
Put on the helmet. Like, just fucking just leave the whole
looking
helmet.
cute there, Veritas. You're like, look.
I might delete later.
Yeah.
Ow.
The fuck is this shit?
You guys won't see it because you got the other camera, but
he's moving.
My main camera.
He's bullying us, guys. This is what he does when no one knows. Dude, I still feel bad for Anton. His nephew came over for Christmas, and his nephew could spell RMT perfectly. Now Anton's just fucked, and he doesn't want to come and stream.
Did he know who Mike was?
No, he still doesn't know.
He still doesn't know.
That wouldn't surprise me.
No one knows.
Oh shit.
I still
LowAim.
Yo, Nikita.
Like, who's Mike?
Who's Mike?
Yeah. I think someone in chat mentioned this before. Do you think LowAim looks a bit like Chris Evans, like the guy that plays Captain America?
Holy shit! Yep.
Like
Bro,
who?
Hit me with that double bicep, brother.
Chris Evans, the guy who plays Captain America.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see. I was never into the Marvel movie thing.
That's
you just created.
It's a compliment,
so much
is what that
yourself.
is. It's a compliment.
Yeah.
You're sexy.
He'd get
Yeah, this boy is looking good, Dad.
You're looking at your webcam, dude. That's not Google Images. That's Come on.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
People say I look like Alf. What the fuck?
Alf.
Who the fuck's Alf?
How do you do?
Like
Wait,
David
who's Alf?
Schwimmer.
Wait, looks like Alf.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're like
Was it
alien.
the alien?
The alien.
Yeah.
I actually don't think anybody's ever said it looked like Alf, but I
still think Veritas looks like Ross from Friends with the with that 80s wig on.
Next time you come, did you see the side by side? I have a
Yeah,
command in my chat.
Yeah,
exclamation point Ross. It's just a clip of me side by side with.
Yeah, you look exactly like him. Yeah.
When I had just the mustache.
Yeah, that was dark days.
Dark days. I didn't do anything.
I missed the. How come you didn't keep the monkey tail, Pest?
You really think my wife would let me keep that more than fucking the time it took me to take the photo?
Come on, man.
Bro, she was
Would be
standing
cool.
outside already with the razor.
The memes. At least one stream.
On
At least one stream.
our 2-year wedding anniversary.
Oh,
Hey, man, if she's not through sickness and in monkey tail, man. I thought the monkey tail was great.
Yeah, I started shaving and I was like, monkey tail. It's like, I was like, I got to hear him like,
I've thought about doing just like one half of my face before and just seeing what I look like.
I was tempted to do that on that day. I was like,
no, Slushy, please no.
Oh, it'd be so bad. I shaved out the middle of mine and I was like, I was horrified. So many chins.
I was thinking about doing it for a because I film my raid episodes usually like 5 episodes in a row. I was thinking like each episode I'll shave a little bit more in between, so it's like.
Someone just comments, what the fuck is happening with his beard?
Whose beard?
If it was subtle enough, nobody would
Yours,
notice.
if you just
Until the end. It's like that one fucking Hot Guns video I did with, I don't even remember what it was. I just remember Nikita's face at like 0 opacity. Oh, when I was interviewing Nikita, and then at the end it was like 85% opacity. So like people would be watching and all of a sudden they'd be like, what the fuck? They just like see the face. Even though it's been on screen the whole time, just slowly fading in.
I think you should do a monkey. You should do a monkey tail. I reckon Veritas.
I don't even know what that is. I was gonna ask.
You
but I figured I'd
shave
Google
so
it.
your facial hair goes long here, and then up here. So you actually don't have anything here or anything on this side.
Holy fuck.
Look at my
no.
Go look at my Instagram. I just did a photo of it.
It's horrific.
I have now Instagram.com/Pestily. I actually have the Pestily Instagram now.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Nathan Cavalieri is shirtless. I gotta look at this for a little bit before I scroll down. What a fucking piece of art.
You have to scroll down. Just search it.
Oh, okay, sorry. I got distracted.
I've been thinking about shaving my head into a really savage mullet lately. Like I'm talking like an inch on top, all the way back to like here, and then just like huge locks on the back. I'm thinking about because it's starting to grow on the back there. I'm thinking about running like a really savage mullet.
People say
the monkey tail. I feel like it should have been thinner. It literally looks like you have a goatee, but you missed a spot on your cheek. Like it looks normal-ish, unless you squint.
How's my Instagram link not working?
Why did we fucking bring Mike to this? He just bullies you. Wait, let me just go see this beard before I
just told him it looked. I just told him it looked normal.
No,
it's the opposite of bullying.
You broke the man's dreams. He wanted a monkey tail, and you tell him it looks like a fucking goatee. It looks like a goatee, Pest.
Mine?
I thought it was great.
That's good. Your wife did not like that.
She never saw it. It was gone before she got up. All right. We're going to have to finish this one up here. LowAim, thanks so much for popping in, having a chat with us. I know you just finished your stream. We're like, you know what? Let's get LowAim in here. So thanks for coming along, being part of the
Thanks for having me here.
We'll get some spamage in the chat for LowAim's link. He won the EU region Tarkov Punisher 2 tournament. I didn't get to talk about the tournament at all, but Punisher 3, we're trying to get ready for the end of March. So 2 months, a bit over 2 months' time. More information will come out on that soon. We're trying to make it bigger and better than ever. And I've put a lot of time already into getting the next one to be even more professional and cool. So end of March for that one is the aim. I don't think it's LowAim with the underscore. Is it your LowAim underscore or just LowAim now?
Yeah. Underscore.
Okay,
My LowAim without underscore is already taken.
Why don't you take it? Just take it from. Anyway,
once you get partner, you just bum people off your name.
Go give him a follow. You won't be disappointed. Super skillful at this game. Absolutely destroyed the EU competition. Besides that, make sure you go give Slush, Veritas, and Ghost Freak a follow. I wasn't going to forget your name, Veritas. Sorry. And I'm gonna just run my normal intro and then I'll be back. So I'll be back in about 8 minutes time. I'll run my ads and that during that. But if you're listening on YouTube, links all down below. Go give everyone a follow and like and comment for the YouTube algorithm. But besides that, guys, thanks for coming along. And yeah. Actually, what I should do the professional thing to do. LowAim, tell us how to find you.
Okay, you just click the link.
No, but besides that,
spamming in the link.
YouTube, Twitter, all those, go.
Yeah. Okay, on YouTube it's LowAim. On Twitter it's LowAim as well, and on Instagram as well. Just LowAim everywhere. Like this is my name.
There you go. All right, I'll have all the links down below. So yeah, cheers guys, and yeah, I'll be back shortly.